Egypt is one of the most recognizable places in the world. The pyramids, the desert, ancient history. But what most people expect is only a small part of what's actually there. Because Egypt today feels very different than people imagine. It's a place where ancient monuments meet modern chaos, where desert silence borders bustling metropolitan energy, and where thousands of years of history exist alongside contemporary life in ways that constantly surprise first-time visitors. Most people think Egypt is just about ancient monuments. And yes, that part is real. The pharaohs, the tombs, the temples carved into stone thousands of years ago. All of that exists exactly as you've seen in documentaries and history books. But there's a lot more to it. From massive cities where millions navigate daily life, to quiet desert landscapes that stretch for hundreds of miles, to places that don't even feel connected to history at all. Modern Egypt is layered, complex, sometimes overwhelming. It shifts between eras, atmospheres, and experiences faster than most countries. If you're into discovering places beyond the typical version, make sure you're subscribed. We explore destinations a little differently here, going past the postcard images to show what these places actually feel like on the ground. Pyramids of Giza. Start with what everyone knows. The Pyramids of Giza, standing right outside Cairo. One of the last remaining wonders of the ancient world. Built over 4,500 years ago, precision engineered in ways that still puzzle researchers today. Up close, they feel massive. But here's what surprises most people. They're not isolated. They're not in some remote desert location where you arrive after hours of travel through empty sand. They're right next to a busy city. Traffic, noise, movement, vendors calling out, tour buses lining up. The hum of urban life just meters away from one of humanity's oldest achievements. It's not the quiet desert scene people imagine. Instead, it's this strange collision, ancient wonder meeting modern sprawl, where you can literally see apartment buildings from the base of the Great Pyramid. And that's where Egypt starts to feel different. Not what the documentaries show, not what the travel brochures promise. Just real. Cairo. Cairo is intense. One of the largest cities in the region. Over 20 million people navigate this place every single day. Busy streets, constant energy. Horns blaring, people moving in every direction, a rhythm that never really stops. Markets filled with people, sounds, and movement. Mosques with intricate designs that have stood for centuries. Old neighborhoods where traditional architecture still dominates, where families have lived in the same buildings for generations. Museums holding artifacts that define civilizations, collections so vast that you could spend days inside and still not see everything. It's chaotic, but it's real. They come for the pyramids and don't anticipate the sensory overload of Cairo itself, the density, the noise, the relentless pace of a place where ancient and modern aren't separate eras but exist simultaneously, constantly interacting. But Egypt isn't just cities and pyramids. It changes completely depending on where you go. Luxor, main historical highlight. Head south, and everything slows down. Luxor feels completely different. Smaller, quieter, more focused. This is where ancient Egypt really comes to life. Not as monuments standing apart from daily life, but as the main character of the entire region. The Valley of the Kings. Burial sites carved directly into desert cliffs. Hidden passages leading to chambers decorated with hieroglyphics and paintings that have survived millennia. Tombs of pharaohs who ruled with absolute power, whose names you've heard since childhood. Tutankhamun, Ramses, Seti, all buried here in elaborate rituals meant to ensure their journey to the afterlife. Walking through these spaces feels different than standing outside the pyramids. Here, you're inside the history, surrounded by it. Temples carved with incredible detail. Karnak Temple, massive, open, and hard to take in all at once. Columns taller than trees, walls covered in inscriptions, courtyards that could hold thousands. At sunset, when the light hits the columns and statues just right, it's easier to imagine what this place meant to the people who built it. Here, history isn't just something you visit. It surrounds you. Every building, every ruin, every street name connects back to the ancient world. And without the noise of a big city, It feels closer to what people imagine Egypt to be. The version you see in films, the version that exists in collective memory as a civilization frozen in time. But even here, modern life continues. People work, live, raise families. They just happen to do it in the shadow of structures built thousands of years before their great-great-grandparents were born. Quick question: would you rather see the pyramids in Cairo or explore places like Luxor? Let me know in the comments. Both offer something completely different, and there's no wrong answer. Just depends on what kind of experience pulls you in more. But there's another side of Egypt most people don't even consider. One that doesn't fit the ancient civilization narrative at all. Red Sea. Then you reach the coast. The Red Sea. Clear water, coral reefs, marine life. A completely different ecosystem where the focus shifts from history to nature. Places like Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh feel like resort destinations. Hotels lining the shore. Beaches packed with sun loungers. Restaurants serving international cuisine. Completely different from the rest of the country. This is Egypt as a vacation spot, not a historical pilgrimage. Snorkeling, diving, beaches. If you didn't know where you were, you wouldn't immediately think Egypt. You'd think Mediterranean resort town, tropical getaway, somewhere built entirely for relaxation. But it's still Egypt, just a side of it that doesn't match the mental image most people carry. It's proof that this country isn't one thing. It's not just ancient history or desert landscapes or crowded markets. It's all of those, plus coastal escapes that feel like they belong to a completely different region. And then there's the part that connects everything. The backdrop to it all, whether you're in Cairo or Luxor or along the coast. Desert experience. The desert. Wide open space. Silence. A kind of quiet you don't experience in cities, where even at night there's always some hum of activity. Out here, there's nothing. Just sand stretching in every direction, heat shimmering in the distance, skies so clear at night that stars feel unnervingly close. Completely different from the energy of Cairo. No crowds, no vendors, no constant stimulation. Just space to breathe and think and realize how small you are in comparison to landscapes that have looked essentially the same for thousands of years. Desert tours, sand dunes, remote landscapes. Some people come specifically for this, to camp under the stars, to ride camels across dunes, to disconnect entirely from modern life for a day or two. The white desert, with its strange chalk rock formations, feels like another planet. The western desert, vast and empty, offers a kind of solitude that's increasingly rare. This is the side of Egypt that feels timeless, not because of monuments built by ancient hands, but because the desert itself hasn't changed. It was here before the pyramids. It'll be here long after. And experiencing it, really spending time in it, not just passing through, gives context to everything else. To why civilizations clustered along the Nile. To why water was sacred. To why the ancient Egyptians saw the desert as both a barrier and a gateway to the afterlife. So what is Egypt really? It's not just ancient history. It's not just pyramids and pharaohs, though those are undeniably central to its identity. It's contrast. Busy cities where millions navigate daily chaos. Ancient temples standing quiet and massive in smaller towns. Quiet deserts offering silence and space. Coastal escapes that feel disconnected from everything else. All in one country. All accessible. All real. And most people only see a small part of it. They visit Giza, maybe Cairo, take photos, and leave thinking they've seen Egypt. But they've only scratched the surface of a place that refuses to fit into one category. That's why Egypt isn't just what you expect. It's more than that. More layered, more complicated, more surprising. Every region offers something different, and the version of Egypt you experience depends entirely on where you go and what you're looking for. If you enjoy exploring places like this in a different way, make sure to subscribe. There's a lot more coming. We're not doing surface-level travel content here. We're digging into what places actually feel like, what surprises visitors, what doesn't match the expectations people carry. And let me know in the comments, what part of Egypt would you want to experience most? The intensity of Cairo? The history of Luxor? The silence of the desert? The coast? There's no wrong answer. Just different versions of the same country, all worth experiencing.